Hi guys, in today's video I am talking about things to do immediately after you find out that you're pregnant. Hi guys, if we have not met before, my name is Yana and I am a mom to two little boys, and I'm also currently pregnant very early, but I wanted to share with you things that you need to do immediately or very soon after you find out that you're pregnant. I feel like sometimes life gets so busy that we procrastinate on certain things. However, there are some things that are more important than others, and especially if you do have a busy life, I'm very happy you're watching this video because this is like a very short checklist for you to like a few little reminders to make sure, okay, I'm doing these things, and then you will be good to go with your pregnancy. So the thing number one is to quit drinking or smoking. If you have, or I guess any bad habits, but right now I feel like drinking and smoking is very serious because it affects your baby and your life in the future. If you do have like really bad habits, your baby, the development of your baby is going to be affected, and it could be physical, mental, emotional, the problems that they might have, and it's very serious. So first of all, you are going to hurt your baby, and then once he or she is born, if they're alive, then your life will be affected for decades before you raise this child, and then you will be suffering so much that you did this to your child. So if you are seriously addicted, find help, find resources, go to the doctor, tell them that you have a problem, and make sure that you are solving these issues so that you are not hurting your future child and your life as well. The thing number two is to start reading labels of things that you are consuming. There are very wonderful, delicious, yummy things out there that sometimes are not very good and possibly are hurtful to pregnant women. I am not aware of a lot of them. However, in my case, I do love kombucha. Kombucha, like you probably are familiar with this, it's fermented tea, which is really good for your gut health. However, when I read the label, it did say if you're breastfeeding or pregnant, consult your doctor, because I'm pretty sure depending on how long they fermented or like how strong their fermentation could get, it could get alcoholic. So any levels of alcohol might and will affect the developing child in you. So I had to quit kombucha no matter how much I enjoy it and love it and like whatever good feelings it gives me. In the same way, there might be candy or cakes or like dessert, like pastries that have alcohol in them, or anything else that could potentially have like either bacteria or like blue cheese or anything like this. Read the labels, make sure that there is no potentially harmful things to you or your baby. The thing number three is obviously call your doctor. Maybe not obviously. With my second pregnancy, I was so busy. I worked full time. I had a side hustle of trying to build my wedding photography business. I had a toddler and a house, and our commute was at a time 3 hours a day. It was very, very intense. So, oh, actually that is not true. Our commute did, we just owned 2 houses. So now instead of just thinking about one household, I kind of had to think about 2 a little bit. But that is true, my commute was not 3 hours anymore. But whatever, my life was very busy, and I did not get to schedule my appointment until later in the pregnancy, which did not affect much. However, I still feel like it would be a little bit better and would bring me a little bit of peace of mind, and my doctor a little bit of peace of mind, that I did this a little bit earlier. So just call your doctor, and they're in most of the cases they're going to schedule your appointment at 8 weeks of your pregnancy. So it's not that you will go too early or too late, it's going to be just fine. But like, make sure that you're staying organized in the beginning of your pregnancy and taking care of like important appointments. And then you will go in, and the doctor, whatever they're going to tell you, listen to the baby, maybe do an ultrasound and make sure everything is fine. So I think schedule an appointment is very helpful and very important. Number 3 or 4 or whatever number that is, the next item on the list would be to look at your diet in generally. An interesting thing is that I feel like the beginning of pregnancy, because most of women do get a morning sickness, which is like all day long sickness, that curbs their diet and it changes the way they start eating. Because like when you're nauseous, you're just like either eating very little. In most of the cases, women just eat a little bit less than normally, so that helps to like break up the vicious cycles or like the bad patterns in your diet. At least that's what happened in most of my, well, in 3 of my pregnancies so far. So nauseous and like morning sickness helps with that. However, in any case, try to get as healthy with your diet as possible, because the weight gain is real. The more further in you get into your pregnancy, the stronger their cravings began. And like especially the last couple of months in the pregnancy, the cravings are so strong, like you are just hungry and you just want to eat, and it's very difficult to not eat when you're that hungry. So if you start off with a good diet and with good patterns of eating, it is way better and helps you to not gain a lot of weight. And from what I understand, a very large like big weight gain is not helpful to you or your baby or like the delivery process. There is a lot more chances of having a C-section afterwards while the delivery happens. And it's just, well, very disappointing and very difficult for you after the delivery. Now you have to try to lose all of that weight, and it's very difficult and very disheartening. So try to stay as healthy as possible in the beginning of your pregnancy. The next thing to do would be to start exercising or continue exercising. If you haven't exercised, everyone tells you don't start like crazy exercise routines that your body is not used to. And that is obviously true. Talk to your doctor. However, like if your appointment will not be up until 8 weeks and you have like the whole month before you get to your first appointment, just start doing light exercises. If you haven't exercised, obviously, very light. Go for a walk, nothing intense, like nothing crazy that is going to make you like throw up from exercising or like make your muscles extremely sore. However, Googling light exercises for pregnant women, or like YouTubing, or like finding good exercise that make you feel good is so important, because that will help you stay healthy and like progress with your exercise as you go with your pregnancy. Because having good tone in your body is very important for the delivery process and for just feeling good in general. From my personal experience, I know that with my first pregnancy, I was super toned. I exercised a lot before I got pregnant, and I kept exercising throughout my pregnancy, and I felt very good. With my second pregnancy, however, and I do not know if it's because they do say that consequent pregnancies do get a little bit harder, but my diet was way worse, and I did not exercise even close to the amount of exercise I got with my first pregnancy. So I feel like exercise is extremely important and very helpful with how you are going to feel with being pregnant. So I encourage you to either keep going with the routine that you were doing before when you were pregnant, or start doing very light, very pleasant exercise if you haven't exercised before. The next thing to remember to do is to start recording and taking pictures of your body, of how you're changing. Again, with my first son, I was a little bit better with recording than with my second pregnancy, and I'm a little sad that with my second pregnancy, I almost don't have any record of progression of my body, like how my body was changing. And it's so fun to see how you go from like either like I'm pretty slim, so going from either super slim, or like if you're a little bit on the bigger side, like you are the way you are, your body shape is one. And when you do get pregnant, like when your body actually pops, like you can see a very clear change in your body. And then like the more you grow, the more obvious the belly becomes. And it's so fun to be able to look back at those photos. So I encourage you to take photos of yourself every week and have like a separate folder somewhere. If it's online or on your computer or on your phone somewhere, have a separate folder for just those photos, so that it's like not too difficult for you to find those photos. And maybe even put a little, because there are many apps, or like either desktop apps or on the phone, you can put a little like number or label whatever week it was. So I am definitely doing it this time around, because I really want to see the progression of my body. And then the last thing, and probably the biggest, is just to start thinking about the future. What do you need to do? Pregnancy announcements for your family and friends, baby or a gender reveal if you will be finding out who it is, and just planning for the baby, whatever comes next. I know you do have a few months, but in the very beginning it's just so emotional and so new and so maybe overwhelming, or maybe a little bit even scary. But the more information you're going to read or watch or listen to, the more comfortable you will be getting with the whole process. So get yourself a book, sign up for either pregnancy class or delivery class, sign up to my YouTube channel to get pregnancy updates, or Google or YouTube even more pregnancy updates and whatever you need to be planning for, and just start mentally preparing for yourself for the change and all those good things. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you're pregnant or if you are thinking about getting pregnant, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Or if you're just listening because you are, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and attention, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.